Hello and welcome everybody to episode 25 of the CreaLien Design podcast. My podcast about knitting and sometimes spinning like today, and crocheting and sewing and other fiber crafts that I get up to occasionally. My name is Eline. I'm coming to you from my home in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, where I live with my lovely cat Joop, who is, as usual, up in his basket, but he is awake, so maybe we'll see him in a bit. I have to say beforehand, the sun is going like behind clouds and not behind clouds, and the light is changing a lot. So now I'm sitting full in the sun, but in a minute I will be sitting in the shadow, so I'm sorry about all the lighting differences that will be going on today. Anyway, yeah, places you can find me online. I'm CreaLien Design, basically everywhere. I'm CreaLien Design on Ravelry, where you can find all the information about all the projects that I talk about. I'm CreaLien Design on Instagram, and I'm the dyer behind CreaLien Design yarns, which you can find at crealiendesign.etsy.com. And all of that is linked in the description box down below. So, first off, I wanted to thank everybody who purchased an advent calendar last night. Thank you so much. Yeah, my advent calendars went live on Etsy last evening, and yeah, I'm really happy. It's so much fun, and thank you if you purchased one. Yeah, okay. So today I have a lot of knitting and I have some spinning, and that's it, I guess. Okay, I'm feeling that this is going to be some sort of chaotic thing today. Anyway, so yeah, like last week or 2 weeks ago, last week. Anyway, I can't remember. My windows are open because it's warm. And if I don't have my windows open, I'm melting. But I live in a very noisy area, so there's a lot of background noise. I'm really sorry about that, but there's really nothing I can do about it. So let's crack on with some knitting. And I have to say, I'm surprised by the amount of knitting that I've done. I have some finished objects, plural again, in 1 week. Yeah, I recorded last week. It's quite a lot, you guys, so let's get started. First off, this yarn, remember, those socks are finished. Yay, we have a pair of socks. These are what I refer to as my unicorn, Barbie, Milka, Rainbow, Galaxy, I don't know, whatever socks. They are lila and speckled and fabulous. I dyed this yarn before I started dyeing for CreaLien Design yarns, before I started my company. I dyed this for myself. The yarn base is a fingering weight, but it's 350 meters per 100 grams, and it's definitely a thicker fingering weight. It's bordering sport weight, I would say. It's a non-superwash merino, and it has gold sparkles. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, that's some. Like, can you see the gold sparkles? Oh yeah, you can see them right there. I really think they. Oh, and by the way, chaotic, you guys, I'm sorry. This marker shows where I was last week. So I did knit these 2 at a time. So they were both at this point, and I knitted them up and finished them. I did knit these, like I said, toe up. I didn't use a pattern. I always do toe up, almost always. Yeah, there's nothing really special about it. I just cast on for the toe, and then I increased to 56 stitches, and then I knit the foot. This time I did my heel in reversed stockinette, then I knit the leg, and I made them longer like I said I thought I would. I did make them longer, and then I knitted the ribbing 1 by 1 rib this time. Sometimes I do 2 by 2. This time I did 1 by 1. I just go with the flow, I guess. So yeah, I think they are really fun, and I really enjoy how different they are. And I think the pooling on this section, on this sock, I think is really cool, and it looks very differently on this side. I think that's awesome. This one doesn't really have any pooling, this one does. So I am going to see if I can do something about the light, because it's not really showing the projects properly, is it? So yeah, that's better. I think this is so much friendlier in the face. So yeah, first pair of socks for today. My only pair of socks for today. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, these socks are done. Yay! Hooray! Next up is a project that I haven't showed on the podcast for quite some time, but it's super nice, it's super exciting, and I'm super happy about it. And this is so not showing up the way that it's supposed to. So I did have to change a little bit in the camera settings in order to make this show up, because this is so amazing. I don't want it to not show up correctly. What can I say? I love it. Look. Who? Look at that. This is where I was the last time I showed it to you. So I finished it up, and then I put in an afterthought heel. And I'm in love. I absolutely love how this looks. This yarn is my Rainbow Fever colorway. I really can't speak today. Okay, so this yarn is my Rainbow Fever colorway. My self-striping 15 color rainbow. And it makes me so happy. This is the cake. I still have quite a bit left over, as you can see. But oh my word, you guys. I cannot get over how amazing this looks. I don't know. You remember what I said about not knitting 2 socks anymore? Well, I might make a matching sock for this one, because look how cool it is. But when I do knit the second sock, I will knit it in reversed order. So instead of from yellow going through red and pink and blue and up, I will do from yellow to green and blue and purple. So it will go in the opposite direction. I think that would be so cool. Yeah, super excited and super happy about these. These I knit, by the way, on 2.25mm needles and 60 stitches. I'm not completely sure why I did that again, but I think it was that all my 2.5mm needles were in use, so I had to go down to 2.25 because they were free. But to compensate for the smaller needle size, I had to go up in stitch count, and that's why I knit these on 60 stitches, I believe, if I remember correctly. But they are knit on 60 stitches and 2.25, that I do know for sure. And I love these so much. Maybe later today I'm going to prepare another batch of these. I want these in my shop again. So much fun. So much fun. Okay, I think I've been going on about this one for long enough now. Let's move on. So my next finished object, yes, there's another one, is one that I really haven't shown on the podcast for a very long time, and that is a hat. You guys, I finished my brioche hat, and it's huge and it's slouchy and it's so nice and warm and squishy, and I put a faux fur pompon on it, if you can see that there. Yay! So yes, I don't know if you can see it because I can't see what you're seeing, but yeah. You can wear it very slouchy like this, but I'm not the type of person who can wear a hat like this. But I love a good wide folded brim that, oh, that's a bit too much. That covers my ears, because my ear is like this high, and this brim just covers my ear completely, and I love that. So let me give you a close-up. Oh, the last time I showed it on the podcast, by the way, I was here where this marker is, which literally meant that I only had to do the decreases. I was on sort of a finishing kick last week, and I just felt like finishing all the projects. So I just went through my projects and looked at projects that were close to being done, and I just sat down and finished them. So also this hat, this one, this colored yarn is my own hand spun. Look at those sparkles, you can really see the sparkles up here. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, let's move away from the stitch marker for a second, and it ends up here with purple. Oh, I love these colors so much. Yeah, this yarn was hand spun by me. They were 100%, no, not 100%, but the wool was merino, and then there was these Angelina sparkles in there in matching colors. They were rolags that I purchased at Shunklies in the UK. And this is one of my very first handspun yarns, and it's very uneven, but I love it, and I think it looks fantastic in combination with the white. Look at that. The inside. I just love how that looks. This is the skein of yarn. I have quite a bit of yarn left over, as you can see. Oh my god, look at that, those sparkles are showing up. Oh, in case you didn't know, I'm obsessed with sparkles. Every yarn I can get my hands on with sparkles makes me so happy. I would almost always choose sparkles above normal yarn. Anyway, so yeah, really happy with this. The white yarn was a very cheap acrylic yarn that I had in my stash that I bought, I don't know how long ago, at Wibra, which is a Dutch like Euro store where it's not like a Euro store, but everything is really cheap, and they sell these types of yarns which are great for crocheting and stuff, and that's where I have them from. I have quite a stash of those in all kinds of colors. But yeah, we have a finished hat just in time for summer. Oh well, it will be winter again someday, right? So next up, I have a work in progress, and this is quite a recent work in progress, so I'm pretty sure you'll, if you stuck around for a little while, I'm pretty sure you will remember this one. Do you remember this yarn? You probably do, because I've been going on about this yarn for the longest time. This is also my own hand-dyed yarn, and this started out as a one-of-a-kind colorway. I was planning on dyeing something completely different, and then something happened in the dye pot and this came out of it, and I loved it so much. And since then I've been trying to recreate it. I'm pretty close. I have created now a repeatable colorway that's very similar to this. It is a bit different because try recreating accidents, right? It is a bit different, but it's still really pretty, if I may say so myself. So it's called Galaxy and it's in the shop now. I have multiple sweaters quantity of it. So anyway, yeah, you might remember that I was working on some lace socks and that I stopped here because I was planning on doing, is it focusing? Yeah. I stopped at this point because I was planning on like fading out the pattern over the foot, and I'm going to do a heel flap and gusset, and I wanted the other sock to be at the same point, so that any alterations I would make, I could put them in both socks at the same time, because I didn't feel like writing anything down. The sock pattern that I'm using, by the way, oh, this episode is so chaotic. I hope you can still follow me. If not, I'm sorry. Anyway, the pattern that I'm using are the Mercury socks by McKenzie. And another photo here. And what I did is I had this one and I made the second sock up to the same length. So they are now both of them have 11 repeats, and I'm now going to decrease some stitches, and then I will do the heel flap and gusset, and on the gusset I will start fading out the pattern, I think, but I'm not sure yet, and that's why I want both socks at the same point. Look at this marker, you guys. Just look at this marker. Isn't it the cutest? It's a robot and it has a little hand, and oh my word, I love it so. I purchased some fiber at Dutch Pool Diva, and when I was there I scrolled all the way to, I went all the way through her site. I looked at everything she had and I saw this marker and I just had to have it. She also had a pizza point. I also had to have that because I love pizza. I eat too many pizzas. My boyfriend and I were really addicted to pizza. But I had to have the pizza marker, but I had to have this little robot. It's the cutest thing. But this is where I knitted from last night. So yeah, 2 socks at the same point. They are really fun, by the way, really fun to knit. I really like the pattern and I'm starting to love it more, because you may or may not remember that I was in doubt about the combination of the pattern and the yarn, and I still think that the pattern isn't showing up because of the busyness of the yarn. But at the same time I'm kind of loving it. I'm in peace with it now. So that was all the knitting content for today, but I've been spinning, you guys. I spin occasionally still, but I usually spin on my Nano e-spinner, the tiny little wheel, because it's just convenient when I'm sitting on my sofa and watching something on YouTube. I can just get that wheel because it's like, it's here. It's this purple thing up here. It's just next to my spot on the sofa and I can just grab it and spin a bit. But I had a project on my actual big spinning wheel, my Kiwi, and it was my Christmas yarn, and it had been on that wheel for quite some time. It's on there because that's where I ply my yarns, because those tiny little nano bobbins, they fit like a maximum of 50 grams, maybe 52, 53 grams, but that's about it. And when I ply a yarn, I just want a big skein. I don't want two smaller skeins, so I'm not plying on my Nano but on my actual spinning wheel. And like I said, I was in finishing mode. So I finished my spinning project that was on the wheel, and this is it. We have a full bobbin. Yay! Let me show it up close. Tum, tum, tum. And here it looks as if it's only like very lime green with a little bit of red and a little bit of dark green, but it has all sorts of green in there and all sorts of red and all sorts of pink, and I really enjoy how it looks, and I cannot wait to get it off the wheel and to make skein. So hopefully next time I record I can actually show you the finished skein and tell you how much yardage I got. I was planning to do a fingering weight 2-ply, but this was my first spinning project on my Nano wheel, and my Nano really likes to spin fine yarns, really fine yarns. So I'm thinking that this is a light fingering weight, close to lace weight. Let me show you a bit. So can you see just how fine that is? Like, that is not fingering weight. So that is not fingering weight, but if you wash handspun yarn, it will relax because it's quite tight on here. So the fibers will relax and air will get between it, and it will bloom, it will poof up a bit. So chances are it might be a true fingering when it's washed, but I think it will be a light fingering. Also because spinning took so incredibly long and the plying took incredibly long time. So I think I'm over the 400 meter point, like big time. I'm thinking 450, 500 meters. We will see. It's always a surprise. So yeah, but I'm really happy that this is on my wheel, and I'm really feeling the spinning at the moment. So I think maybe next time I record I will have some more spinning to share with you. Let's hope so. This, by the way, is a superwash merino nylon blend that I dyed in Christmas color, Mother and Christmas. That I dyed in Christmas colors because I was going to get my Nano for Christmas. It was a Christmas gift, and I wanted to dye up some fiber in Christmassy colors, especially to be able to spin on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve and all the time after, to have some Christmas yarn. So yeah, that was the spinning for today. That was all for today. This is going to be quite a short episode, I think. But I like that, I think. Tell me, what do you think? Do you prefer having less episodes that are a bit longer? Or do you prefer weekly to bi-weekly episodes that are a bit shorter? Let me know what you think. Also, if you have any other questions for me or about the podcast, or anything you would like me to talk about in general, or that you would like me to talk about more, please let me know. Please write a comment, and yeah, let me know. I would love to know what you think. And on that note, that was it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me today. and I hope you have a lovely 1 or 2 or however many weeks and days and whatever. Yeah, I hope you have so much fun with your crafts. Thanks for watching. Bye!